Chicago. You feeling good? You feeling good? Oh my God, it's so good. I'm from Chicago. Anybody here from Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I'm like fourth generation Southside. My family, we're Chicago as fuck, you know? Yeah, like I got 3 cousins, all named after Chicago streets. Yeah, Damon Halston, 116. I'm from the Southside, so that means I'm Catholic. Close. That was good. I did that last night. A guy said, racist? I'm Catholic. My family, we're not good Catholics, you know? Like my family, we treat the Catholic Church like it's Olive Garden. Yeah, we only go twice a year and leave as soon as we get the bread. I went to Catholic school my whole life. That's the only time I go to Mass, right? Kindergarten through 8th grade. But when you're that young in school and you go to Mass, it's not really about like religion and falling in love with God, right? It's more about learning how to follow directions. You get to Mass in school at that age, it's like sit down, stand up, kneel, pray, sit down, stand up, take it back now, young. I went to a Catholic high school after that. And anybody here go to Catholic high school? Yeah, all propaganda, right? Catholic high school is like North Korea with Jesus. You know? It's like North Korea with worse uniforms. It's like North Korea without the leadership. You know? My first day at Catholic high school, all boys Catholic high school, we had a military recruiter from the Marines in the cafeteria on the first day, right? My first day at Catholic high school, in the cafeteria, military recruiter pulls me aside. He's like, you will sacrifice for what you love. I'm like, buddy, I'm 14. You know? He's like, you will sacrifice for what you love. I'm like, I'm just trying to eat these Bosco sticks, too. Next period, I had religion class for the first time. We had a priest as the teacher. And I sit down the whole class on the first day. He's like, if you masturbate before you go to bed, you will break out in hives and you will go to hell. And I was like, I will sacrifice for what I love! I will make that sacrifice! You guys can see my forearms right now, too. I make mistakes in high school, man. Like my girlfriend got a tattoo in high school. The guy she was dating, his name on her arm. She was 18, she obviously regrets it. So last week I thought it'd be a good idea to take her to get matching tattoos. Now both of our arms say, Jeremy. I got my first job in high school, that was funny. My first job in high school, sophomore year, was writing for the Chicago Tribune's high school program, which was exciting because that means we get to go to cover events and like, you know, meet a lot of cool people. It was a really good job, you know. And my first assignment was to go to the UIC Pavilion and cover the Waka Flocka Flame concert. You guys know Waka Flocka Flame? International hip-hop artist that sings songs like Heart in the Paint and I Just Shot Your Grandmother in the Face. The whole assignment was to go in the photo pit, take some pictures, go home, write 500 words on it. That's the whole assignment, right? So I'm in there, I take the pictures, I'm almost done, and then my editor texts me, she's like, DJ, Waka Flocka Flame just granted the Chicago Tribune an exclusive interview. You're the only person there. Can you go interview Waka Flocka Flame? And I was excited because that meant that I got to meet a black person. So I walk in the green room. Waka's like a big guy. I was really nervous. I'm like, Waka, I'm a huge fan. He's like, thanks, man. I'm like, I could sing all the words to Heart in the Paint. He's like, all the words? I'm like, all the words. He's like, even the N-word? I'm like, never. He's like, you think the N-word is never? I'm like, no. He's like, you think that? So, and I never interviewed anybody, you know, so my questions were terrible. I had like 5 minutes to prepare. So we sit down, I'm like, what's it like growing up in Atlanta? What's it like being a hip hop artist? What's it like going on tour? And then he stops me. He's like, hey man, you 16. Why don't you ask me the questions that you want to ask me? And I was like, honestly, how do you finger a girl? Dude, do the come here motion. 2 months later, after our fall dance, I got to second base for the first time. And the girl's like, oh my God, where'd you learn that? It's like, Alexa, play I Just Shot Your Grandma in the Face. Yeah. I have a girlfriend, you're supposed to say partner, that's the politically correct thing to say, right? People say partner though, it's confusing. Like my girlfriend played Division I softball. When she says partner, people assume she's a lesbian. Yeah, then she has to show them a picture of me. Then they're like, yeah, she's a lesbian. You laughed way too hard at that. I'm glad I have a girlfriend though. You know, I did the dating thing for a little bit. I had a one-night stand one time. I went home with a girl from a bar. I woke up the next morning. She's like, I can't believe you slept with socks on. I'm like, I can't believe you slept with me. My girlfriend's great though. I mean, she embodies all the characteristics I could ask for. You know, she's very loving, caring, compassionate, Republican. Like, I don't actually know if she's Republican, you know, we don't talk politics, but I think she might be. She likes to do a lot of Republican-ass shit, you know? Like, she only wants to do missionary. Which to me, that's the most conservative way to do it, you know? You make the minority do all the work and then tell them he can't come inside. It's a good joke if you're smart. I am racially ambiguous. I like when people bring up my race. I like when black people bring up my race, you know? Because they don't ask, they just guess, and that's fun. I was at the bar last week with my girlfriend, this black dude came up to us. He's like, hey man, you Mexican? I'm like, no, why do you think that? He's like, you look Latino. I'm like, no man, sorry, not Mexican. He came back 5 minutes later, he's like, hey man, you Italian? I'm like, no, why do you think that? He's like, you look racist. Realistically, I'm white and Asian, you know, Asian on my dad's side, white on my mom's side. So going around the white kids, I was Asian. Around the Asian kids, I was white. When that dude went home with my girlfriend, I was Italian. I got into one fight in my life. It wasn't really a fight, I just got jumped by a bunch of white dudes. I didn't even see them, but I know they were white, because the one guy called his friends over. It just sounded like he was naming department stores. He was like, Michael, Marshall, Ross, TJ Maxx! So I just started going to the gym, you know. I was at the gym this morning, this guy came up to me, he's like, hey man, can I work in with you? I was like, I'm showering. I do go to the gym, I go to LA Fitness. Any of you guys go to LA Fitness? Yeah, none of you guys look like you're in shape. I didn't know, but LA Fitness, they take basketball real serious. I didn't know that, you know? I get to the first day, I see my boy Marcus, he's like, DJ, come play with us, we need a 10th guy. I walk over to the court, and to my surprise, I was the only Irish, Polish, Korean kid there. All African Americans. I didn't know, but there's this thing called roasting. You guys know what roasting is? It's just what white dads call busting chops. I know what that was. When I get the ball for the first time, dude comes up to me, he's guarding me. He's like, what's up, Jackie Chan looking ass, boy? I'm like, Marcus, what's up with your boy right now? That's kind of offensive. He's like, he's roasting you, motherfucker, he's roasting you. I get the ball again, another dude comes up to me, he's guarding me. He's like, what's up, kamikaze pilot, pinhead looking ass, boy? I'm like, Marcus, your boy's being historically racist. I'm offended, but I'm also impressed. He's like, give it back to him. So the dude has the ball. I'm guarding him, and they're bringing up my race. I'm like, I have to do the same thing, yeah? So dude has the ball, I'm guarding him. I look him in the eyes and I say, African American men are 10 times more likely to die from early onset prostate cancer. Yeah, they stopped the whole fucking game. Like, I'm sorry, is that offensive? Like, nah, it's just weird. And concerning. I felt bad, I killed the mood of the room. I had to make it up to him, so I checked his prostate. That's my time, thank you guys so much.